What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Cheat Shift Podcast. It's been so long, man. Like, I feel like I do these every 4 years or something like that. That's how busy
Like
life
that
gets.
sometimes.
That's how life is lifing everybody right now.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody right now is going through some mental health, some type of battle, whether it be financial, spiritually. Man, we right now, I think we all need each other. We all need to rely on each other. If you got a good circle, rely on that circle. But I'm back again. Like I promise. I feel like we like I said. I feel like we do this like every 4 years. So like I gotta be. I gotta step it up a little bit more. I feel like. But I'm back with my boy Jared Hager
Yes, indeed.
once
You
again.
already know what it is.
Once again in the building. What? 3 times in the building? 4 times in the
We're
building?
getting there. I don't know.
Who's that
something like
Hollywood guy
man.
that keeps talking about that?
Yeah, it's the fourth. This is the fourth.
Oh man, four
It's the
times,
fourth.
4 times,
It's the
four
fourth.
horsemen. So what you been up to, man?
Well, first of all, it's it's just taken from ECP, EC City Productions, the ultimate savage, coming to do some damage. Cause I'm here to slay. Yeah.
I know you heard that.
But it's just been a lot of piecing things together. Puzzles coming together. Not all growth is on the surface. Sometimes, similar to like a bamboo tree, there's a lot of roots that are being established, and there's a lot of foundation that's, you know, being put together to make sure that we're sturdy.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so I'm just piecing things together right now. So things are going good. How about for you?
Me?
Yeah,
Man, life and a wife? Oh God. And kids?
it's a good combination.
Oh man, yeah, it's the best, man. Uh I just been focusing on my peace, man.
Yeah.
My peace is my growth, man.
Yeah.
The more people leave me the fuck alone, the more I can do.
Right.
So I stay out the way, man. I've been working on a couple of things, man. A couple new contracts came my way.
There we go.
Thanks to wifey over here, calling everybody, annoying them. WQ Solutions, listen, you need a delivery company. But man, I'm back just working hard, man. I mean, I've always been, but damn, I mean, like, it's like the devil was busy, so I got to be busier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
yes, indeed.
He didn't brought gifts again.
Yeah.
He didn't brought gifts again. He didn't brought gifts again.
We gotta crack these open,
Listen.
We ready? We ready for the crackery?
Listen, y'all ready?
Terrible.
Let's go.
Boom.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Cheers.
we got the lemon, electric lemon out here, limited edition.
Listen.
Lemon was around before. We got electric lemon back.
Dragon fruit
with real juice.
Let's go. And the camera woman has
blue raz,
and then I think it's Henny behind her. I don't know.
That you have to admit that's the best dragon fruit energy drink you've ever had.
Listen, TikTok live. Listen, when you launching these, man? When are you launching these?
They're private, but
oh, you're keeping it private.
They're exclusive to people that I'm in connection with.
Let's go. Listen, if you don't know this guy, you won't get one.
Yep.
So man, we were talking about finance. We were talking about personal finance. Talking about books that we read. As far as like what we would do differently.
And this is another thing too. Like also, what would we have taught our younger selves that we had to find out during the process, or just through the grind, or through trial and error and stuff like that? Like, because so many people out there, they don't know who to go to, or they don't know who to trust, or who to listen to, because they hear different things from different people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, if you know, you know. If you don't, it's on you.
Oh well.
Yeah. And so like, I feel like it's a good thing to know, some things that, especially, and I also think too, it's very important to understand the type of mindset, because this is the thing though, like there's different types of wealth. There's not only is there different types of wealth, there's different ways of making that wealth.
Yep.
That's another thing too. Yeah. So if somebody wants to know specific things, they have to know who they're listening to, because if you're listening to somebody who's like a fast lane wealther, or if you're somebody who's more of like a slower, strategic, I guess you could say discipline-based wealther.
Yeah.
That's a different type.
Kind of like me.
Yeah, but then there's also two different types where it comes to, building wealth through like compounding versus building wealth through businesses and investing and scaling and things like that. So there's different types.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that like I don't even know if everybody's, I'm going to say this, people that want to get wealthy, I don't even know if everybody knows all the different types. Like, it's just like, so I'm like,
So are you saying people are lazy, or
I'm not even saying that it's lazy. It's just, well, it's a type of ignorance. But the thing is, like, in the information age today, you can't really be ignorant, because the people who are going to own everything are going to be the people who have all the information, because it's the information age.
pretty much?
I mean, there was at one point the industrial age.
Yeah.
There's all these different ages and whatnot. Today is the information age. In an hour from now, the information's already different.
Yeah,
So it's like
it changes.
yeah.
It changes.
So I'm like, people have access though to the information.
Yeah.
They have readily accessible information everywhere. So it's kind of on them if they don't educate themselves.
What would you tell your younger self? I mean, I know it's not too like, but what would
I
you
would
tell
have personally thought, even just like 5 years ago, I personally thought that traditional education was the way to go. I mean, everybody hears, get a good grade, get a good job,
Go to
build up the
college.
corporate ladder, go to college, all that kind of stuff, which
Yeah.
is great for specific things.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot that it's not great for though as well, because if you're, especially traditional education, they teach you to not make mistakes. They teach you to listen, which is good, but don't listen to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to sit there and listen to everybody.
Absolutely.
Because your brain's like a computer. So when you're inputting stuff all the time and stuff like that, you want to be very cautious of what you're inputting, because it doesn't go away.
Absolutely.
Your subconscious absorbs it all. So like you don't want to just absorb anything. And so, some people they pay no attention to what their brain is absorbing.
Absolutely not.
And that's very bad. Because
look at social media, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is scrolling is fine if you're educating yourself on specific things and limiting it, because anything too much is not good. But
absolutely.
But like that, where to even start? And the other thing is too, I think the topic is technically financial literacy, financial aptitude.
That's it.
And whatnot, and financial intelligence, because that's the thing though, is most people don't even know what those are. So it's like, okay, there's a problem there.
So
You're not getting wealthy if you don't know what those are.
I mean, you know what? And I hate to say this. It might sound mean, but the world needs workers.
Yeah, they do.
The world needs workers, and it doesn't mean that people. I don't look down on anybody.
What would be a world with everybody
trying to be
like wealthy? That'd be something.
You know what?
I don't know what to think about that.
They look like Dubai, but it just be like like it's just. I feel like the world, like my friend told me one time, and I was like just giving this motivational speech. I'm like, listen, man, you got to do this and this, and I wasn't like trying to sound like an infomercial, but I sounded like an infomercial. And he was like, listen, well, everybody can't be a boss.
Well, also here's the thing. Even with now, let's bring up Dubai again.
Yeah.
What does everything come from Dubai?
Man, I mean, in Dubai, I look at that place, and I'm like, look at the architect.
But like, no. But does everything come from Dubai?
No.
And why is that?
Tell me.
Well, you can't have all the wealthy people in one spot and produce everything.
There you go.
Because wealthy people do produce, but they're not producing everything. No. And they need a lot to produce.
Absolutely.
Too. So that's the thing though, is like, the whole world can't.
Have you seen what Saudi Arabia is doing? Oh my God, dude, oh man, I'm like, we're so behind.
like, in some ways, but other ways behind. Not, though.
You know what? I look at it. We okay. Let's talk about Buffalo, New York, right? Look at the amount of vacant lots,
right?
Abandoned buildings. Right. You got people that are homeless. You got cold blues. Now in I think in the city of Buffalo, like they're charging them 11%. They're going up 11% on their taxes. Where's that money going? Where's that money going? Like, is it to, I don't know. Like, but you got to think about it. The people that we think are in power are not in power.
And then it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not to bring in politics too much or anything like that. But the crazy part was when the whole where all of our tax money was going was basically publicized, and then you start seeing bringing Sesame Street into the Middle East and stuff. I'm like, what? And I'm like, we're paying. Why are we paying for that?
It's just some things, like I said, like,
I'm like, huh?
I'm a homeowner, so I'm like, you looking at the property taxes go up, you're looking at everything
But
go
you
up.
see people not eating, and they're worried about getting Sesame Street in another country.
I
And
mean,
like
hey,
people don't have like. I mean, your essentials: water, food, shelter. You got people with none of that,
yeah,
and then we're
yeah.
like, I got a bright idea. Let's bring Sesame Street overseas.
Listen, man.
That was literally one of the
Listen,
things that we were
listen,
paying for.
listen.
I'm like, hold up a second.
If you thought about where your money went and what you were paying into,
So that's why we have to work so hard to stop our money from going to that nonsense and get wealthy. Because when you get wealthy, your money doesn't go to that nonsense.
I always say pay yourself first.
Yeah.
I don't know who listens to that, but I always say pay yourself
Yeah.
first.
Now, in what way?
Man, listen, listen. I gotta listen. I'm chopping me out first. Okay.
All right, but like, what do you mean by pay yourself first? Because you gotta, most people won't even know what that means.
Oh, okay. So right. So basically, right. Okay. Say like, okay, I have a landscape company, right?
Okay.
So listen, I'll have all hands on deck, the people I need for that day. If it's a lot,
Right.
I've had a time where I had 80 properties, man.
Okay.
And guess who did them?
That's awesome.
Just me and my brother. My brother and I. Shout out to my brother. And I'm like, he's the only one I trust out there. He's gonna do the work. He's the hard worker. So
Right.
what I mean by pay myself first is that I know I have things as a businessman, and the grass I cut. I know that the money coming my way from those 80 properties, I have to pay out. I got to pay for car insurance. I got to pay for the gas for the lawnmowers and for the truck. And then, if we stop and get lunch, I got to pay for that. So basically, I sit back, and when I get that check, out of that check, I'm giving myself a percentage first.
Okay.
I know everything that I have to do. I know everything, but this is my thing. As a businessman, as an entrepreneur, I've always did something. And what you want to do is start out and say, okay, how can I do this without spending all my money first up front? I want to do this the way I want to say, okay, well, you know what? I got my pickup truck. I got my lawnmowers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with doing things in my 10-mile radius first. Before I accept something out in Clarence, before I accept something out in Lancaster, I'm going to do within my 10 miles. I'm going to do the 14215s. I'm going to do the 14225. I'm going to do the 14216s. So that way I build up my revenue, and I'm like, all right, Clarence is calling. Let's go out there. Right. Now it's a bigger contract. So those homes are a little bit bigger. Right. Those lines, that square footage on that line is a little bigger. But when I mean going back to saying paying myself first, listen, I can't take it with me. And the government damn sure ain't taking it. So I'm paying myself first. That's my motto. That's what I live by. And I've been doing that for 12 years, but that's the secret to my sauce. Right. I pay myself first. Right. I can't speak for everybody else or any other businessman or entrepreneur, but I know for the last 12 years, man, I've learned a lot of hard lessons, man. Right. I've learned, and which the important one was, I didn't pay myself first. Yeah. I didn't. Yep. I was so concerned about everybody else and everything else that I didn't have anything to myself. Right. So now it's like, hey, this is your idea. Right. I'm putting this in motion. Why? Like, hold the hell on. That check is here, babe. Take it to the bank. We paying ourselves first. So that's just me. That's me. That's my personal thing on it. Right. I can't say if it's right or wrong, but I know it's right for me at this time.
Yeah. And that's the thing. For me specifically, I have a different way of paying myself first. So I do that as well. Now, what I do is I throw anything that could potentially be an expensive something through my business first. Why? Because now that's a tax write-off.
There you go.
So, and this is the thing. Most of my stuff that I'm personally spending right now, my education runs through my business. Cool part with my education's a tax write-off. Now, the other cool part is, so is my groceries.
Yo,
now, because guess what? The groceries that I use, I also sell. So my groceries are a tax write-off.
Let's go.
So is my travel, because most of my travel is business. I don't typically travel for no reason.
Nice.
So my travel is run through my business first. My groceries are run through my business first. My education's run through my business first. Almost all my travels run through my business. So almost everything that I'm doing,
Are you
there's a
studying
lot
the
of it's
tax code,
a lot of it's tax write-offs. But then not only that,
my friend?
but now not only that though, but now that's me paying myself first, even if it's bills. A lot of it's
Man.
bills like the things that I would have had to pay for anyways. I'm using my anyways money as an investment.
Absolutely.
Now the cool part about that is running it through the business is at first it's hard to function like that. Reason being is because all of your money is being allocated somewhere. Now,
Absolutely.
once your money's all being allocated, now once you get your payments, they're bigger and whatnot. But the cool part is though, during tax time, you get a lot of breaks because the cool part is almost everything that most people are paying the tax first and then spending the money on it. I got it first and then pay taxes after. So it's
Okay.
kind of that's what's kind of cool. So for example, I'm drinking this energy drink. I pay taxes after I drink it,
Wait a minute. They don't. They probably will. They'll be like, "What? Wait a minute.
and that's legal.
What did he just say?
And that's legal.
That's legal." You know what? We said. What would we do? Listen, man.
But you have to have the right vehicle or catalyst for that.
Listen. First year.
Not just anybody can do that.
First year in business, man. Taxes. You get taxes. You're like, wait, what the hell are these? I'm 1099, so I'm like, what is this?
Right.
And you're like, man, you want the money
right.
that I went out and worked for? Okay. So I got to put what 5-10% aside for you? Okay, all right. But like you said, a lot of breaks that I had to learn over the years, man. I didn't know.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. So I would say most people that want to become wealthy, a lot of the times, probably 9 times out of 10, they're the black sheep of the family that's changing the trajectory. And so when they're changing the trajectory or whatnot, nobody in their family is going to have taught them that. Man. The school that they grew up in did not teach them that. There's no school teaching financial literacy or financial aptitude or success principles or business in a sense of you being a business owner. They teach business, but they teach you to be able to operate somebody else's business. That's what they do in traditional education, which is why you'll have a lot of prominent figures, even like Albert Einstein and whatnot, even said stuff like, the only thing that gets away of my education was, getting basically like a traditional education.
Quote my boy Einstein.
I may have got the quote slightly wrong, but like it's pretty much about that. Like it was basically just saying like you need self-education and you need to be able to educate yourself on a regular basis because traditional education doesn't teach you to have success. It doesn't teach you how to get wealthy. It doesn't teach you how to start up your own business, how to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't teach you any of that stuff. I mean, there's a reason why you don't learn taxes and why you don't learn financial statements and why you don't learn accounting and why you don't learn all that stuff in traditional education. You don't learn all that stuff because they don't want you necessarily to learn that stuff because they want you to, listen. They want you to not make mistakes and be a good employee and whatnot.
Would you say, I got a question. Would you say there is a difference between a business person and an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Dude, I try to educate. I'm like, no, it's not like, I'm like, no, because a business person is.
All right, so a business person, in my opinion, is similar to the chain of distribution.
Now,
when it comes to an entrepreneur, they make money out of every situation throughout the whole chain of distribution, plus.
Let's go.
So, for example, like, if somebody's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna create a manufacturing place. That's a business person. You know what I'm saying? If they're like, I'm gonna be a broker, that could be a business person. Or they're like, I'm gonna be a wholesale place. That's a business person. I'm going to be a retail owner. That's a business person. And it's like, but now somebody who maybe profits off of all of those is an entrepreneur.
There you go. Oh, man. Listen, you know how hard it is explaining that? I'm like, listen, I consider myself an entrepreneur. I don't consider myself you have a... No. I have this, that, and the third. And guess what? I'm working on the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh and the eighth.
Right. And then the other thing that I think too is like typically when it comes to being a businessman, a lot of time it's something that all your time's typically going to be allocated to.
Absolutely.
Typically, there's obviously going to be oddball scenarios and what, but for most part, if you're like a business person, typically you're because like you could be single-minded entrepreneur, but you're typically single-minded doing something in a vehicle or catalyst in which you're very limited.
Yeah.
You're limited on a lot of different factors. Typically, you're limited on time.
Mhm.
You're limited on production. You're limited on, I guess you could even say, income caps and stuff like that. Being that, like most of the time, even as a business person, a lot of times your income is coming from trading time still.
Yeah.
And so if you're trading time, you're only got 24 hours in a day, and you can't work that max.
No.
And so not only can you not work that max, but then also too, if you leverage other people's time, being that if you have too much overhead and limited production, you can only pay so many people.
Yeah.
So being a business person, in my opinion, is very limited.
I think we all start out as business people, and
Yeah.
then I think
And then
that
you have to learn how to progress.
as you look at something else, you look at, and it's a risk. Because if I own 24 car washes, and I'm successful at that, and
Right.
someone goes, "Hey, you ever try real estate?" And you're like,
Right.
"Wait a minute, what?" No, I haven't.
And there's another thing too, when it comes to, especially it depends on the generation,
Mm-hmm.
because this day and age, when people hear entrepreneur, they legitimately mean entrepreneur. Like back in the day when you heard I'm an entrepreneur, that's so you're jobless. That's what that's what it used
That's
to mean.
basically what it is.
That's what it used to mean.
Oh, you believe in yourself.
Right. This day and age, though, especially with my generation, actually, I forgot the stat was like 50 or 60% or something like that. It's really high percentage that is full time and freelance. That's pretty crazy. Like if you look into that, like they're making all their income and making more money than people working just a traditional job doing freelance entrepreneurship.
Oh, man,
so now they're making their own money through whatever it be, 1099s or through side hustles that turn into full-time hustles or whatever the case may be, and so nowadays in this day and age, entrepreneurship is definitely like a legitimate career path now, even versus back in different generations, that wasn't always the case. Now, yes, there was entrepreneurs, but it was so rare for you to find a successful one. Versus like these days, you talk to 5 people and you probably found an entrepreneur. Like it's a lot more common now, and it's a lot easier now. The reason being, you have access to information. Social media allows everybody to be connected. You can easily call somebody, talk to somebody, get connected with somebody, find individuals who do specific things. Yeah, you can market yourself
for free.
You weren't able to market yourself,
absolutely not,
even 15 years ago.
No,
that wasn't a thing. No. You can market yourself now. You can sell for yourself now. You can leverage platforms for free.
Absolutely.
And like you give it even 15 years ago, none of that was the case. And trying to find professionals was like bringing out the phone book. Man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's not the same, because now you're limited to your area. What if there's no good professionals in your area?
Yeah.
Now you have to leave your area. Like that's not even close to the same as it is today. Man. And like people had to travel to a library. Now it's like your library's in your phone, in your pocket.
That's it, man.
Like,
that's it.
You got a phone book, a library, a computer, a phone, everything in your pocket. Like media players.
Did you hear that? So basically, you don't have to go on Facebook and ask all these random questions.
Now you can go on ChatGPT and say, "Can you locate the best professionals in my area?" And I want him to have this much ratings and this and that and this and everything, just does everything for you. I'm like, if people are not progressing in this day and age, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, in every aspect, then I don't know what they're doing, because I'm like, if there should at least be progression. I'm not saying that they should be overnight success stories, this and that and stuff like that, because it still takes hard work and effort.
I feel, you know what, and that's what he just said was great. I feel like I can't talk about my success because somebody would be like, you got to be humble.
Right.
You got to humble yourself. Why? Because why? I work for this.
Right.
I'm not throwing it in your face. You think that because of what you're going through.
Right.
But I've worked for everything I got.
And the only people that say that are typically the underachievers.
That's, oh, man. Man, you know how many underachievers that are mad at me? Won't like a stat, won't like a post.
Or They lost their way and lost their dream.
Oh man.
They settled for less.
And you know what? Don't be mad at me because I can't.
Right.
Don't look at me
If
as
there's
cocky.
a will, there's a way.
Listen,
Winners find a way.
I always say that. Listen,
Elimination of excuses.
don't be mad at me because I figured life out a little bit. It's hard, but guess what? I didn't give up.
Right.
Don't be mad at me just because you gave up and settled. I don't have that for me in my soul or my family. I got 2 daughters. I'm married. I'm not that guy. I need more. I want more.
Right.
I don't go to sleep until I'm done.
And you deserve more, because if you think about it, at the end of the day, there's nice things out there. Why not for you?
Absolute man. My wife is expensive.
There's free enterprise in America for people who even know what that is. Free enterprise. You have the right to,
tell them.
Get a job. You have the right to have a side hustle. You
Absolutely.
have a right to freelance. You have a right to be a business
Absolutely.
owner. You have a right to get yourself ahead. Create as much money as you want. You're not capped. In America, you're not capped on how much income you can make. You're not capped on how many income sources you can have. You're not capped in how you're able to create income, as long as it's legal, ethical, moral.
There you go. There you go.
So,
There you go.
and this is the thing too. Like, when it comes to, think about it. Like, you should be able to travel to all the places you want to travel to. You should be able to have as big of a family as you want. You should be able to own the house you want. You should be able to drive your dream car. You should be able to own what you'd like to own. You should be able to live the lifestyle you'd like to live. You should be able to have freedom, choices, time, energy, money. Like, why not?
Well, you know what? You saying all of
Why
that?
not?
When you saying all of that, those are the things I want, so I have to go get that. I know at a 9 to 5, I can't get that.
No.
But I'm not telling somebody else, like,
no,
have the life I want. No, I wake up wanting more.
Right. Well, most of the time people look like, I say, think about your 5-year-old self, your 8-year-old self, your 10-year-old self, maybe even your 15-year-old self. And maybe 15, you might be getting to the point where you start losing your dream. But for the point, if you start thinking about when you were younger and you were like, oh, I want to drive this car.
Yeah.
I'm going to live in this type of house.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a multimillionaire. I'm going to be this big professional, this or that, or I'm going to do this and that. Like, and then what happens is you slowly start to dull out over time.
He said
for
that
most
life
people.
shows you who you are.
And it starts getting to the point where you slowly start to shrink things, and you start to settle, and you start to think, well, I did want to do this, but this house is all right. This car is all right.
See, there you go. There you
this
go.
job is all right.
Yep.
My income's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you lost your way. And then when you end up losing your way, you end up bringing a lot of people down with you. Because what's unfortunate about that is because the person who typically exemplifies the characteristics of a child typically has the most success.
Mm.
And it is crazy too, because the people who are gullible tend to actually get the best opportunities. The people who are super ambitious tend to get their hands into everything. You know what I'm saying? The people that are coachable.
Let's talk about me, guys.
The people that are coachable tend to get the best mentorship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the people that were trusting tend to have the best relationships with the best people.
Yo, you preaching, man.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, that's a lot of characteristics of a child. But then people are like, grow up. I was like, but if you do that, it's like you're basically throwing away all your dreams.
What made you want to just not be that guy and be comfortable and settle? Because you could settle.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is this though. Like, I'm that type of person where I almost get like anxious, or I get like uncomfortable when I'm not performing at a high level. I can't put myself in a scenario in which I'm like held back or drawn back or have to like basically shrink myself. I can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't live in a box.
Do it. No. And it's crazy too, because it's like when I'm not performing, I can't do it. I'm like, I literally start getting irritated. I start getting like, I don't know. I can't. Like, I'm like, it just doesn't work.
Would you say your circle of the people you associate yourself with, I'm pretty sure it's changed over the years. Would you say your circle, not every year? So would you say your circle, what about your circle would change, as far as a person in your circle, you're just seeing something and you're like, ugh.
I start to look at their values a little bit, because this is the thing. Like, I like people who are appreciative. I like people who are optimistic, solution-minded. I like people who are coachable, that are accountable, good for their word, ambitious. I like people that are dreamers. I like people that, are just uplifting and encouraging. And then when I walk into the room with specific people, it's just a different vibe and energy. And it's like, if I'm drained, if I'm like, just finding people constantly critiquing and criticizing and hating and being a naysayer and this and that and stuff like that, nothing necessarily wrong with the individual, because it was their environment and their association that, turned them that way. And there's hope for them, but it's going to take a lot to get them back to the way that they were when they were younger. And this is the thing, like, that's what I was saying, like, they need to almost go back to when they were like a kid
to be that dreamer again.
Yeah, to be that dreamer again. And there's people out there that are going to say stuff like, a dreamer is not a good term to be called. No, a dreamer is a very good term to be called.
Absolutely, because I dream every day.
The dreamers are the ones that shape society. I mean, the dreamers were the ones that made cars be all over the world.
Absolutely.
Now, the dreamers were the one that got airplanes afloat. The dreamers were the ones that have skyscrapers built. The dreamers were the ones that built a computer. Absolutely. And that have our smartphones in our pockets, and anything and everything that you see that wasn't around 200 years ago. Those were all the dreamers that shaped the way for everybody, and now nobody knows anything different. Well, that was the thing, is without the dreamers, the people that are considered crazy, the people that are considered wild, the people that are considered fanatical, the people that are considered relentless and stuff like that, well, those are the people that shaped everything that everybody takes for granted.
Absolutely.
So it's like, Absolutely. It was us that did that, and that, the people like us did that.
Dreamers.
So I'm like, when there's people out there that are like, quit dreaming, or you're not being realistic, or just be real, or I'm just a realist, or this or that. So I'm just gonna tell you how it is.
Have you ever had anybody tell you to be like, okay, listen, man, I don't know how you're gonna do that. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Or you'll never accomplish that.
That's never gonna happen for you.
Right.
Have you had people like that in your life? I've had people like that in my life.
Still do.
I still do.
I don't think there's a way to get rid of them.
Podcast? Are you crazy?
But the coolest part is, slowly, bit by bit, piece by piece, person by person, they slowly start to believe you as you piece everything together. Man. They slowly start to believe you as you piece everything together, as you bring it to life.
As I become this guy, I speak it till I see it, and then after I see it, I speak it some more.
And the biggest thing that I think stops people from believing that that all of that's going to come to fruition, especially for my approach, I do the slow progression is better than no progression. I do the frugality approach to wealth. I also leverage different things, like leveraging other people's times, using business systems, leveraging others' money, but also building up my own assets with sweat equity from scratch. And then what I do is, over time, I scale and I invest into people and I invest into things. But most of the time, none of that stuff is visible for a long period of time. I mean, if you hear even a lot of big investors and entrepreneurs, they could say it takes 30 years sometimes for you to even see a return on certain things.
Man.
And this is the thing, though. When there's all the things piecing together, they're all going to explode at different times. Yeah. But this is the thing, like, it doesn't look like you're doing that great sometimes.
Oh man, you got those days.
In the process of scaling,
you got those days, bro. I got those days.
Sometimes it looks like you're doing worse than the people that are working just a 9 to 5.
Absolutely, man. And I'm like, you know how many times I wanted to give up though? How many times I was like, oh man, I'm going back to work. Man.
Yeah, when you're going through it, when you're trying to scratch and claw at a goal and whatnot, that for some big vision that you have that you don't even know if it truly is gonna pan out, or if it's truly, if you're fighting for something that you don't even know if it's even there.
And that's why I say entrepreneurs, it's just like, it's a different type of beast.
Yeah, it's a different breed,
it's a different mindset.
It's a different mindset. It's a different attitude. It's a different everything. It's a different way of life.
Would you say, another question for you, would you say having the right partner, as far as life partner next to you accomplishing goals, is something that is also crucial for success?
It's a necessity. Yeah.
I think for mine, like I can only speak for me. I know my wife and I have closed more contracts than ever. Right. And I know that if I would have just been like, oh, it's just me, I'll do it by myself.
Well, also too, guys, they're fighting for their women and their children. And if somebody doesn't have that, they don't, like, a guy doesn't have a sense of purpose to fight for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, if a guy's single, typically that guy is fighting for his future wife and children. You know what I'm saying? Or if, say, he is married and has children, he's fighting for his wife and children. Now, I'm gonna be honest, but women, it's different. Women, they will fight regardless.
Ladies,
You'll be a single woman that'll be fighting. She's not fighting for a man. I promise you that. She's not fighting for a man. She's fighting for, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love to hear the women's reasons why. Single women's reasons why and married women's reasons why. Because women, when they're single or married, be fighting for a cause, mission, and purpose, and I don't even understand what it is. Because I know they're not fighting for fighting. Like, if they're single, they're not fighting for a man. They're not fighting for, like, kudos to the women out there that are just out there fighting.
Any
I don't understand
single woman that's in Buffalo, New York. We need your opinion on this. You need to be on this podcast. You need to,
because there's some
ambitious. You need to answer some questions.
There's ambitious women out there that are fighting for their mission, for their dreams, for their goals and stuff like. And I have no clue, like, what sparks that. To be honest.
Listen, she trying to tell me to wrap it up. Are you telling me to wrap it up? You telling me to wrap it up? Okay. What are you doing? You're going on tour.
Not what you think. Not like a music tour or something like that. But yeah, no, I'm going to a lot of different places. I got Ohio coming up. I got Wisconsin coming up. I got Chicago coming up. I got Louisville coming up. In the next month or so, month or two. But yeah, just traveling all over the place, right? You know, you probably heard I got debt-free this past December at the age of 22. Now I'm 23 out here right now. My goal is really just scaling and building brick by brick to make sure that
you need a co-signer
by 23. Worst case scenario, 24. But and I'm just trying to be able to have time, freedom, money, lifestyle, cause, mission, impact, purpose, health, wealth.
Let's go.
All that kind of stuff. Contentment.
When is your tour over?
Not really a tour, but it's not going to be over because there's a lot of different things coming up, and
see how you answer that. You see how you got to answer that.
It's a whole mix, and it's going to keep going. But that's what's growing. So it's growing. So that's why I even got word there's a chance might even be expanding into Hawaii soon. So we're about to see. We're about to see. I'm not making promises, guarantees that, but there's a chance.
Listen, it's always a pleasure to have you on the cheat, man. So when you do get time, when you touch back down, let me know. We put something together. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a lot to say, though.
Oh yeah, I'm in and out and all around.
Listen, cheatshiftpodcast. I will be back soon. Like, I promise. Like, I gotta keep coming with what I know in my brain. I sit back. I'm tired all the time. I got kids. Got a wife. She wants another kid. So I'm just saying, like, you got to give me time. I'll get it together eventually. But other than that, thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure to have my boy on the pod, man. He's always a fun time, man. No diddy.
Appreciate y'all having me. It's a good time.
Listen, we're going to be back. I promise. Cheatshift Podcast. We will see you soon.